Hello, gang.
Hi.
And welcome to episode 183 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Hello. I will be your host this evening, Dan Finity. Sorry for the delay. It took we had some audio finagling that we needed to do, and that is all squared away now. But in the meantime, we would like to say Happy New Year to all of you Guardians out there in the world that are listening to this. We would like to say we have Aura is at a concert, Nim is indisposed, and TBL is currently sick, so please send good well wishes their way. I hear that he came down with an extreme case of horseradish. In their stead, we have Planet Destiny stream team members. I am T-Bot.
Howdy.
And future Planet Destiny stream team member xoxoKaralee. xoxoKaralee, hello, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. Glad to have you here. It's awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. Karalee, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself? Tell us what you're going to be doing here on Planet Destiny and what you do in the Destiny community as a whole in general.
Okay, so I'm going to be a member of the stream team, streaming, I believe, once a week on the Planet Destiny Twitch channel, and playing lots of Destiny because obviously that's what I love to do all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. So so you're not on console anymore, right?
No,
you're,
I'm a PC. Yeah.
Yeah. Sad. All right, that's sad. But it's fine.
It's been a year. It's been a year. Every time I try to go back, I'll go back and I'll play D1 and I get like dizzy because it's just like I can't move things. It's just the feel. It's so much. I just like it so much better. I know it's so bad, but it's been about a year. Honestly, I would though I'd be more willing to go back to console if there was that handy dandy cross save. If cross save ever happens, I will go back and I will play it. I will gladly throw more money at Bungie to upgrade my console to D2 Forsaken. But until that happens, my Guardians are going to sit at level 305 because I don't want to do all of that stuff all over again.
I will say, and this is pretty impressive because especially on Bungie's part, I've been playing on Xbox. The catch-up mechanic is extremely forgiving. And I don't know. I feel like if they did that before each season started or before each like major event started in the season, maybe like that would be a good catch-up mechanic. I think you'd be fine if you started playing on your other characters now. Maybe not more than one per console, but
I mean, it's not even a matter of the needing to light level up.
Yeah.
It's the matter of having to do the missions and all of that unlocking of various content over and over and over again. It's bad enough on 3 characters.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like don't you play on all 3 consoles?
So yeah, I have a character that I focus on each console, and before this catch-up mechanic, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think I would have done it on my Xbox or PC, because like PC, I'm not able to stream it, so like I don't play it all that often. Xbox, it was my Blu-ray player for a while downstairs, and I was like, man, my characters will never catch up. But since they added the Prime and the milestone stuff, like I've been each drop is like 15 levels above where you are already, so it's pretty neat. It's pretty nice. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, the power leveling is not the issue that I have. It's the having to actually go through and play all of those stories over again, which is great. I love the story the first time, maybe even the second time. The third time it gets a little much. Any more than that, no. No thanks. I'm sorry. Reach my limit, especially with the amount of content that's happening in Destiny now. Maybe like in year 1 with you know, I mean, I don't want to say there was a lack of content because it was perfect for me because, you know, I'm just a filthy casual. But at that point, with that amount of content, I probably could have kept up with multiple consoles.
Yeah.
Right now, no more.
Yeah.
So
I got you. What would you say your forte is in the Destiny community?
My forte, I'm the girl on whereiszer.com. I tell people where Xur is every Friday. That's what I like to do. It's my favorite day of the week. I'm on the website whereiszer.com. People, when they type in the search bar in Google, you know, on Friday, where is Xur, it brings you to whereiszer.com, which is where I am. So, and I will show people where Xur is every single Friday at reset. And yeah, as Dragon says, potato plays. The amount of times that I like to blow myself up. You know what? I'm a Titan in a hunter's body, right? I go YOLO solo in so many situations, and it's just that. But you know what? I have fun. Isn't that about what Destiny's about, right? It's just going in and you have fun, and you know, all of those mistakes were made situations. So I like to teach people, and I like to give advice. I like to just be a happy person and be a place anyone can hang out. You know, that's just what I'm like, you know, lots of smiles, lots of laughing, lots of fun. We like to have fun, so
that's awesome.
And yeah, exclamation points are in chat. Oh my god, I swear it's like on Friday nights. I had to tell you, this past Friday in the evening, somebody at the tower in local chat was like, "Where is Xur?" So I typed in exclamation point Xur in chat, and they actually did that. And I'm like, no, honey, I was just kidding. This doesn't actually. I thought it was funny. Okay, I don't know if anybody else did, but and then I told them where Xur was. So I was like, "Is that Titan? Don't pay any attention to me."
So what have been some of your favorite roles that you've seen Xur come in with? I know a lot of folks in the Destiny community maybe don't visit him as often as they would if he were selling stuff that we wanted, but he has been running with some random roles. What are some things that you'd point out to people who like this week, since he's on Titan, what are a couple of roles that you'd suggest?
Oh, to be honest, shit, I don't even know I don't even remember what he has.
I gotcha.
Exclamation points are in chat, guys. That's literally, I swear. God, what does he have?
Wasn't he?
I think
he was rocking like Ashen Wake or something.
Yeah, he had Ashen Wake.
Titan. Yeah,
he had
Ashen
Darcy.
Wake
He brought the Darcy.
Darcy.
Yep. That's all I remember.
Darcy. And honestly, all I do is I tell everyone engram, but make sure to get it Monday night. Don't ever get a faded engram right at Friday. Why? Yeah. Because you are almost guaranteed to get 4 more of whatever you got in all of your exotic engrams for the rest of the weekend. I swear, it happened to me the very first week. I tell this story every Friday. The very first week, I got out of my faded engram, I got a fighting lion, and then I proceeded to get 4 more the rest of the weekend. So never again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never again.
I'm one of those that do go to Xur just to check out those rolls because occasionally he'll have something that's decent.
Yeah.
And you'll get a better roll. It's like it's worth getting it because if you just purchase it out of your inventory, those rolls are bad. So yeah, it's totally worth going to Xur. So if you play the game regularly, go to Xur. You may have something good. Like I actually finally for my hunter, the stupid helmet, the golden gun helmet. What is it called? I just blanked. It was an amazing roll. And I got Nighthawk finally for my hunter, and it was an awesome roll. But that was from the faded engram, obviously, since he's not selling it this week.
And wasn't a few weeks ago he was selling the insurmountable Skullfort, I believe is what it was, with like supposedly a god. Now, personally, in Destiny, that is my least favorite thing. When I heard they were coming out with random rolls, I literally was like, I freaked out because that's not my forte in the game. That is my least favorite thing.
like min-maxing and perking out.
Yep.
Well, no, I
Perking out.
I end up every few weeks I call my friend and I'm like, I have 450 items in my inventory. Can you help me clear them out, please? Because I just throw everything into my vault. I have no idea. Like, that's not something that I personally enjoy. I know that there's a lot of people in the community who really, really enjoy the min-maxing, the picking out various like sets for whatever it is, but that's not me. I'd rather, instead of spending that time, I'd rather spend my time going and doing, Scourge of the Past for the 10th time this week. So
man, I haven't done that yet. I still need to do that. So what I normally do what I normally do
on PC
with never gonna happen. What I normally do with my vault is I go into dim and I see what the ratings are from everybody in the community, if it's on an uptrend or a downtrend, and then I delete it. Then if it's less than a 4, it's gone. Never gonna touch it again. Just getting those shards. Hey, puppy.
Yeah, Lois, everybody. That's another thing.
The dog's jumping up.
That's another thing. Lois, she loves to she loves to be a part of my stream. She knows. It's like she knows when I'm streaming, and she sometimes does this when like I'm raiding. She'll start barking a lot, but mostly it's when we're streaming. Yeah, Lois needs the treats. Exactly. I have this beautiful, see?
Ooh.
Kosher dog treat. Kosher dog treats. Little thing. And I have it right here for her, because she knows, man. She knows. But yeah, I've actually heard that the ratings are awful and that you should never pay attention to the ratings on dim. What I personally do is I'll export the CSV and I'll bring it into Excel, and then I will like pull out, and so I'll only have to look at them because I can look at stuff on Excel a lot better than I can look at it all on dim or in my vault or whatever. So
well, so Black Dragon says that you have a sales pitch for Celestial Nighthawk. What is a sales pitch?
There was a clip somewhere where I was essentially telling everybody that I was like, you gotta get Celestial Nighthawk. It's like the #1, if you're running a gunslinger, you have to have it. It's like one shot, pew, and gives you a lot of damage and stuff like that.
I'm sold.
Yeah. Sold. So, speaking of Celestial Nighthawk, anybody else have that weird Victorian like ornament that you can put on it?
Yes. Oh, the one that makes it like with like the creepy
makes
eyes.
You look real goddamn creepy. Yep.
Yeah, I have that. I got that.
Every time I put it on now, I can't not have it on. I can't. It just looks so weird. All right, T-Bot. How was your week in Destiny? What all did you do?
Oh man, yeah, pretty thin this week, honestly, man. I go back and forth. I play it regularly, but sometimes I'm just like, eh. So yeah. I played other games a lot this week, and it makes Destiny better for me.
Yeah.
But I still have yet to do the third Forge properly. I unlocked it. That was the one thing I did this week, and played some Iron Banner. And I actually was wrecking Iron Banner, so
yeah,
it sort of got the juices flowing for more PvP. I think I'm going to do some comp grinding. So if anyone wants to help me get some comp grinding done,
heck yeah,
right here, babies. Yeah, I think I'm finally going to do that. I missed that last season, so I didn't get. I don't know what the weapon was last season, but I need to get. I need to get those cool weapons. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little triggered on those hand cannons. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to get those.
Well, why is it just because you see everybody using
the range? It's the range and the 3 tapping constantly. It's they have no kick. They're really stable. So what Luna's Howl and then Not Forgotten, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't see too many Not Forgottens. You see plenty of Lunas, but yeah, I've seen people play with Not Forgotten. It's crazy good, like crazy good, and I need it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably focus on grinding that,
yeah,
and getting the Scourge of the Past done. I still have to get my 1K voices, so I'll still be doing Last Wish raids. But yeah, this is not a whole lot more important things to get, I think, than like a Luna's Howl Not Forgotten combo, because those hand cannons are
they're pretty legit.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah, I see everybody using them, and I've thought about hitting up some of my buds who like do those carries, because I'm clearly going to need a little bit of help in that run. to get those guns.
There's definitely plenty of people that help others out getting to 2100 or whatever you need for comp. I think that's for the Lunas. So yeah, I think make sure you research, if anyone out there doing that, research the order, because you don't need to get the 2100 right away. I think the best way to do it, if I'm remembering this correctly, is you do other steps first, like get all like the quest steps done where like you have to get the 2100. You can do that like last, so you can get like, I don't know, like hand cannon headshots in the Crucible and all this other stuff, whatever it is. I don't remember exactly what it is. You can get all that stuff done and then get the 2100. So this way, like, you know, it's like you don't have to worry about the 2100 until like last.
Right.
So like you just grind it up to 2100 at the very end and then you're done. Perfect. So it's something like that. So make it easier on yourself. Research how to do it. There's a best like order of events to do, from what I understand.
Karalee, have you touched Iron Banner this week? How was your week in Destiny?
I did. I actually earlier today got 9 efficiency. I was like, what? Because I'm, like I said, potato plays. That's like, you know, what I'm known for. I got a Claws of the Wolf earlier this week, and my lord, once you get like,
that's the Iron Banner Scout, correct?
No, it's that Scouts on PC are trash.
On console as well.
In general, but yes, continue.
It's the pulse. It's the pulse. But
okay.
It's a bit more of like you have to rapidly fire it. So you're like, you gotta like click a lot faster than you would normally click. And but once you sort of get used to how it feels, dude, it just mows people down. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I did. I got a score to the past clear 30 minutes before the podcast started. I was like, guys, I gotta go. I was like, guys, I got 10 minutes. Okay, I got 5 minutes. Like, I gotta leave, guys. I gotta go get ready.
Well, if we had known all the audio issues, we probably would have had more time.
I know. Let's see what else I did. Like I said, I did maybe 4. I think I did like 5 or 6 scourges this week, helping, you know, on my characters as well as helping other people. I did get my Sparrow on for Last Wish. Still waiting for that glimmering key.
Ooh. Nice.
And then what else did I do in Destiny? Told people where there was. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm really loving the I think my favorite thing that's going on right now are the raids. You know, there's a lot of people who are just not really interested in doing like Last Wish anymore now that Scourge is out. But I still really think it's a great raid. I still am always, you know, looking for people who want to do it. And, you know, every day you can either find me doing those, or I've been trying to unlock the forges on all of my characters so that because of the, because of that bug at Ada, if you do one of the gold ones and then you turn it in, you know, you get it, you come back, it disappears. And I was like, no. So I wanted to get the sword. And so I've been trying to unlock it on another character so that I can get the sword and have a shot at that, because I was really sad.
Oh my god!
It just disappeared. I was like, no, wait, come back.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So
fun stuff.
Yeah, my week in Destiny has been that, like, so you and I played on Thursday. We played the banana, right?
I don't remember.
I think we did. I want to say that we did.
I don't remember Thursday at all.
How much did you take? It was enough. It was enough. That's it. That's all we need to know. But so no, we played earlier in the night and like grabbed a bunch of our friends from chat and everything like that. And I got a 15.0 using the Guizen Vest and the Spectral Blades in Iron Banner, and I was very, very surprised by that.
I still have not got, like, everybody is always telling me that I have like really great RNG. Like, I still have not gotten a single useful piece of exotic armor.
Yeah.
I've gotten 3 anarchies, I've gotten 2 1K voices, I've gotten the raid sparrow. That is it. That is all of my RNG. I've not gotten a single other. I have no Shards of Valinor, no Goizen Vest, no Geomags, no any, one-eyed mask, nothing. Really,
well,
really salty.
Then I won't tell you that I got the shards. I won't tell you that I got the shards this week.
I got the Titan gauntlets, the ones for Sentinel.
Yeah.
Sentinel shield. I got those finally. That was the only thing I got this week that was really, really worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else.
I want to say I've been seeing things drop a little bit more recently, but it could be because I'm working on 2 consoles and just forgetting which drops where.
There's definitely a catch-up mechanic for rewards and exotics. Or not a catch-up mechanic, but it's like hey, thanks for coming back. Here's some cool loot for you. That's definitely a thing. It's been a thing since Destiny 1. I don't care what the devs say. Every time I go back to Xbox after a while, I'm like showered in loot. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you're saying I should take like a 1-week break from playing Destiny,
literally,
and then I'll get like all of the loot. All of the exotics.
Before I went on vacation, I took a pretty long break recently for vacation and then holidays and stuff. It broke up my gameplay, so I didn't play for a while. A solid week because of vacation, and when I came back, that's when I got that Titan gauntlet and a bunch of other stuff, and it was just like, wow. Yep. Every time it happens, I'm like, yep, forgot about that. I love it. But people like us don't usually take a whole week off of the game unless we got everything done, which does not happen nowadays. So
I actually, so I did a thing on my Xbox where I deleted my other 2 characters. Like, I talked about doing it last week. I finally did it this week, and it's I felt a little lighter. I don't know why it was that way, but I just it released a burden from me that
those other characters before. They were calling to you. They're like,
they're level us. Yeah, exactly. Raise us higher than 300 or 400, and I just didn't have the heart. I had to old yeller them, unfortunately. Ow. But yeah, man, out behind the woodshed. But I don't know. I played Iron Banner with you on PlayStation. That was a lot of fun. Played the raid, and almost helped a couple buddies get their clear that night. Going to do that tonight. And then I played Iron Banner on my Hunter on Xbox, who is sitting pretty at 550, and that was an experience.
I saw a graph a few days ago about the power difference,
the bell curve.
That curve thing about how the damage changes based upon your power level, and I was like, ooh, I guess I should probably start leveling up my stuff, huh? Putting on all of my 650s.
It was an experience. It was I'm surprised I didn't get a message from my teammate saying, hey, what are you doing? Because I was loading in pretty much solo queue the entire time, except for Mike and Ike for the win joined me. I was editing podcasts, and I like to do stuff while I'm editing just to kind of keep everything fresh. And man, we were getting our asses handed to us, and I was always at the bottom of the board. Don't know why I was going in there. I know why, because you can get prime Ingrams from Iron Banner. That was pretty much the only reason why I was going in there. But it was interesting. It was really the first time that I've gone into Iron Banner in recent memory and actually enjoyed myself. Was this week.
I 100% agree. I don't know what it is about this week, but usually I avoid Iron Banner like the plague because I hate control. It's my least favorite. But for some reason, this has been really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. What mainly my go-to with that 550 character was I was just trying to go around and capture all the points, because I knew I wasn't going to be doing any damage to anybody. But as long as I could go to a space and sit on it for a while, long enough, and not get nuked by a single Better Devils or something like that, just something that's no longer the meta, but for some reason will make me explode every time. It was a good time. There were some difficulties, but I actually enjoyed myself in Iron Banner this week, so I was very surprised by that. I got a couple armor pieces were okay. But outside of that, nothing major. Anything like from you guys or for you guys outside of the scout or the pulse rifle?
I got all the armor on my Titan, and I don't think I'm gonna play on another character this week. So that was pretty much it. I'll finish off the bounties. I got a couple of those left over, the longer lasting ones.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that savor. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I really like most of the weapons in Iron Banner. Like the pulse I know is probably the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, they're all forgettable in my opinion. So I don't know. I like the way the armor looks though. But if I was gonna choose armor to grind right now, it would definitely be probably the Forge and Raid stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's like my favorite looking armor, like the techie stuff. It reminds me of Wrath of the Machine. It's like what I sort of wanted Wrath of the Machine to look like. I think is what they actually came out with for Scourge and the Forge. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, gimme.
The Raid armor looks much better this time around. I liked the Leviathan armor, but it was, I don't know, it was just a variation on a theme, and these sets feel ultimately much different from one another. And,
they were like new.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the black and red is really crispy and clean, which I know other people were telling me like you could just get that shader and put it on something else. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like, it looks really good on this stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, once I start getting Scourge clears and getting full sets, I think it's gonna be all I wear for a while.
Oh yeah, all of my characters are wearing that, sporting the black and red right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, in news, it was a pretty light week. They didn't even put out a TWAB this week. They basically just did a player support report, which we'll get into here little by little. This week at Bungie will be offline through January 10th, 2019. Until then, they'll be keeping us up to date on issues they're tracking through the holiday season. A couple of the items that are coming up. Ace of Spades, they're investigating player reports and indicating that Memento Mori is canceling early when reload is initiated, then interrupted by sprinting. I haven't even touched my Ace of Spades in a while, so have you guys experienced that yet?
No, but I may play around with it.
Yeah.
Like I said, all of these like perks and things like that are not something that I pay attention to very often.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know now that Rampage is good.
Yes.
And I think either Outlaw or Kill Clip are the one that makes me reload faster, but that's about it.
Outlaw, yeah. Outlaw is solid.
Outlaw, exactly.
Yeah. The Braytech RWP Mark II, they're investigating reports stating that the Scout Rifle cannot be infused up to 600 power. The Blast Furnace, they're investigating reports where players are describing Blast Furnace losing extra ammo and trigger pull when its magazine is overloaded by Ambitious Assassin. I didn't grind out for that last week, so
the Braytech weapon, like, why would you? I mean, like, is it that good that you'd want to? You really want to infuse that thing up to 650?
It's a Scout Rifle. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, grind for the exotic and use that, right?
I'm all for like using what you want.
No, yeah. I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm being negative, but it's like, well, it's weird thing to worry about.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, if it affects one thing, how many other things does it affect, though? You know, especially with the new system that they
affecting other things.
Yeah, especially with that system that they integrated into Destiny 2 at base. You remember when they said that they could tune individual weapons instead of entire archetypes again?
Yeah,
like, that was a huge perk of having D2 be different than D1, and I don't know. Maybe it was affecting the class itself or something. I don't know. We'll find out more about that later. Vital information and known issues. Claiming dawning triumphs. Unearned or unclaimed triumphs of the dawning will be removed when the dawning concludes on January 1st, 2019. So that's just in a couple days. Happy New Year.
What?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Oh, man. It's
I forgot that the dawning ends like on January 1st. For some reason, I thought it went to like the 18th
till the 9th or something like that.
Yeah, like
when the new Forge comes out, you mean?
Yeah, the Forge comes out on the 8th. Yeah. So like it would make what was that like? Yeah, you have a couple more days of it. I thought that it was going to be at least another week for sure.
Don't forget, you got to bake all those cookies.
Bake those cookies.
Not gonna happen.
Get those exotics, or get the
enhancement
cores. Excuse me. See, I was going to Zavala for those recently, and he was dropping quite a bit for me.
Oh, like once you masterworks, is that what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So you masterwork the oven, and then you start baking the cookies.
Just bake them, dude.
You get cores as a reward now, or it's like a high chance.
Stop. Life pro tip: make sure you stop. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Puppy.
If you leave one that you haven't done, because then you can just make a bunch of burnt edge transits.
Mm-hmm.
If I had realized that before I had made one of each, I totally would have just done that for the 112 instead of having to like actually choose which one. But
yeah,
that's just life.
I mean, I guess like I have it. The oven is masterwork, so I can just like knock out anything I want. Really, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have.
I'll just wait until tomorrow to do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have like 1,100 essence or more. So it's not like
it's
a matter of sitting there.
That racks up quick, especially when you're doing like Iron Banner bounties and other things. It's like you get like 10, 15.
Yeah, strikes you get like 16 from. I want to say that you get 16 from a Gambit match. Like, yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah, I could probably finish everything.
Yeah.
Weapon frame bounties. We are investigating an issue where players are able to purchase weapon frame bounties when a player's inventory is full and they don't go to the postmaster. Additionally, players who carry over weapon frames from prior weeks will lose access to one of the new week's weapon frames after completion of the old frame in that week.
Not one, all. That happened to me last week.
All?
For the blue augmented ones, I carried one over, and I couldn't access any of the other blue ones on that character.
Yipes.
So you just forgot to grab it or something, and just...
No, I forgot to delete it, because usually, on all of the other bounties and whatnot, it says, okay, it like expires.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't expire, and for some reason there was a bug that if you still had it at reset, you wouldn't be able to pick anything up.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not good.
No.
Yeah, not good at all. Sorry. They also say, dawning items already claimed. We are investigating player reports that some dawning items in the Winter Drift Ingram are showing as claimed even if the player has not found or received them. Radiant matrices missing from inventory. We are investigating an issue where the Radiant Matrix will push out of a player's postmaster and become unobtainable. It is recommended that players check their postmaster to receive their Radiant Matrix if it is missing from their inventory. Who here has a full postmaster in this chat currently?
I don't, but I did at some point this week because
I did.
I have accumulated so much crap.
Yeah. No,
I need to start cleaning.
Yeah.
Things.
I did earlier today at some point, especially when you're doing like Iron Banner or just some random.
Oh yeah, blues drop like.
Oh god. Yeah.
I usually delete that stuff in between matches, but
that requires me going to the tower and picking them up to delete them, or just deleting them at the postmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your inventory on your character, do you really need all that stuff? You should always have room. I just like keep forgetting to delete stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like, ah, crap, I forgot to delete stuff like for like a couple matches. And then like it takes like 5-6 matches, and all of a sudden your inventory is full and your postmaster's full, because you actually do get quite a bit of rewards. So
yeah, everything drops quite a bit. I was noticing that on my PS Click character. Go ahead, Karalee. Sorry.
Like I said, the whole like knowing what is a good thing to delete and what to keep, that's not my forte. So everything is always full. Like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure everything has 9 in it right now. So.
Yeah. What type of weapons do you guys normally hold on to though? Like if like what is your class of choice?
Hand cannon for PvE, pulse rifle for PvP, unless I mean maybe like Ace of Spades for Crucible as well. Shotgun, I'll vary my energy slot quite a bit, so shotgun's always there, but I'll grab a bow and always have a bow in there, like the raid bow. I actually really like that. And then for heavy, it's pretty much like your standard mix of exotics, like your Whisper, your Sleeper. I always have Black Talon there, and then I always have a couple legendaries just in case I need to grab like an exotic, something in one of the other slots, but I can't tell you what that would be because I almost never use them. Oh, yeah, the Forge Machine Gun. I actually have a pretty decent roll on the Forge Machine Gun, so that's always in my inventory as well.
Yeah,
that's pretty much that's my go-to weapons right there.
What about you, Kara?
Me, Breakneck.
Breakneck?
Oh, yeah.
Breakneck is almost always on. Recently, it used to be that every single bow was an instant shard. But once I got the curated raid bow. And I started playing with it, and it has the dragonfly on it. So things like you get that, and it's like, so I've started playing a lot more with bows. I almost always have a bow on now.
Yeah.
That, and then some kind of machine. I really like the machine gun class where it is right now. It just feels at a really good place. So either Thunderlord or
one of the other two that are in the game.
I mean, Thunderlord and whatever.
Avalanche and Hammerhead.
Thunderlord, the Dawning one, and the other one. The Forge one,
Hammerhead
right?
and Avalanche.
So those are the three, and then I'll always have my Whisper. I'll have my Whisper, and if I'm playing like Gambit, sometimes I'll like have Queenbreaker or one of those other ones. But for PvP, it will depending on what I always build around what exotic I feel like running. So, but I prefer the auto class and auto pulse rifles. And I like my Ace of Spades every now and then. So
heck yeah.
I still see a lot of those in the Crucible, which is good.
Yeah.
It's a good weapon.
It's, whenever people talk about what are good and what are bad, I'm like, okay, well, what have I seen the most that's killed me? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not like when you're talking about the not forgotten. Yes, I've seen that quite frequently being used.
I go bygones though. My PvP no matter what, I have a bygone roll and counterbalance on it. It's all I use, and I just rip people apart with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good. Oh well, I have to have a helmet with pulse rifle targeting. That combined with everything else, that makes it's just a laser beam. It's awesome.
So I've been playing with something a little, this came up, it came to mind after seeing Drafty saying, look, anytime you see a sidearm, immediately goes into the trash heap. Immediately
absolutely.
shard.
Especially for PC.
I've got to say, so I'm on PlayStation. I have a sidearm that I'm loving in Crucible. Absolutely loving when I'm playing Rumble and stuff. It is the Smuggler's Word. I have ricochet rounds, full auto trigger system, and Zen Moment, and I added a targeting adjuster mod to it. Dudes, like if I'm up close, it's shredding people.
That's awesome.
Don't know. Normally, I would be on the boat of deleting your sidearms. But that one's just too good. I like it a lot.
I think I have a few in the vault, but I don't use them.
I'm pretty sure the Smuggler, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, that's the edge transit of the sidearm class.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I get like 5,000 of them. Yeah. It's like every single time I have a prime engram, I'm like, all right, here's something good. All right. It's like Smuggler's Word. I'm like, kidding me? Oh my God. I don't use sidearms. That or that what is it? Is it the Vestian Dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh no. I used to get those a lot.
Vestian Dynasty.
That's not a bad sidearm though.
But it's the same roll. There's no random roll to it whatsoever.
Right, it's curated, but it's not bad. It's got Dragonfly on it. And when I'm leveling up a character and that's what I get, and I'm like, I fusion fuel, then I'll use it. I'm like, I don't hate it. I just don't like that close range feel of sidearms, especially in Crucible. Not right now, at least. It's all about the mid-range game in Crucible. At least that's my experience. And I can't use sidearms. Like certain maps, a sidearm will work, but that's why pulse rifles are so good, and that's why the hand cannons like Lunas and Not Forgotten are so good, because they have hella range and are great. They're not close range. They're like mid, almost a long range now. You can't use a sidearm against them because you can't get close enough. So
no, there's no the 1v1 game in Destiny is done.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you always get two teamed if you go in trying to YOLO solo, like you said earlier. It's super rare. It works out.
Especially especially I don't know what classes you guys main, but as a hunter, we don't have any one hit anything.
Yeah. Except for Blade Barrage.
No, but that's a.
Are you talking about like a one-hit ability, like a shoulder charge type deal?
Yeah, shoulder charge or melee. We don't have a one-hit melee ability.
Yeah, you do. Arc class, you have the slide. You have that slide melee. What's it called? On
PC, I've yet to see it kill or be killed by anybody.
I've seen some people that are really good at it. I think the reason that you don't see it a lot is because it's a little slower. Like shoulder charge, you speed up a lot, and so you can turn a corner quick and just nail someone, and they don't have any reaction time really, or very little reaction time if you do it right. But the way the hunter works is you have to go around, you have to slide and then melee into it, and it actually seems to be a lot slower. I've seen people that are really good at it, and it definitely one hits. When I was playing Iron Banner the other day, in fact, I think it was with you, Dan. I got killed by one guy 3 times in a match. He was just really good at timing it. He would know where you were, come around a corner, slide, whoop, and just you're done. It's a really interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. That's the best way to put it. I actually sort of want to practice it because it sort of triggered me. I was like, oh, I'd love to piss people off doing this.
Well, yeah, no, I'd like to be able to piss people off. I've always said it's been one of those things that really frustrates me that I it's not fair. Like, sitting here like, and it just it makes me so mad that hunters don't have that one hit ability. If we do, then man, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go see if I can get it.
Yeah.
And get it down, because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be nice if they actually did something with your throwing knife so that it would do a little more damage and not one hit kill. But I don't know. Throwing knives are really weak right now. That's the thing. If that got a little more work, I would very much like to play Gunslinger in the Crucible more.
Yeah, agreed. Anything. I would like to play anything.
They've also they've stated back to the player support report. I think this is the second to last thing on the list. So, Veteran of the Hunt emblem. We are investigating an issue where the Veteran of the Hunt emblem given to eligible players in the gratitude package from Commander Zavala uses incorrect art assets. This has also caused the Universal Hero PC exclusive promotional emblem to not display correctly. I did play a little bit on PC and saw that earlier.
I was so confused. I was like, is this an emblem that
It's just a gray bar
until you like unlock the forge or something like that? No, I thought it was like secret until you got to see it.
Yeah. But yeah, they also say one final reminder. We'd like to take this opportunity to remind players that the Dawning ends on January 1st, 2019. At that time, incomplete or unredeemed triumphs will expire, and players will no longer be able to participate in Dawning activities. Additionally, Dawning ingredients required to create cookies, including those purchased for Bright Dust from Eververse Trading Company, will be removed from players' inventories. So that's pretty much the news in Destiny this week. we have all that coming up, and we have Niobe Labs in like a week and a half, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So
I'm glad I got that third forge, so I can now grind away for that. Well, it's not a forge, Niobe Labs, right? It's a dungeon.
Yeah.
So
well, so no, they've went out of their way to say, hey, it is specifically not a dungeon. It is an activity to unlock the fourth forge.
Niobe Labs is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the fourth forge, which do we know the name of that? Sorry, I'm a little out of the loop.
Niobe Labs.
No, well, it's Niobe Labs opens the forge.
Okay,
It starts with
there's
a
a
B.
name for it. I think
yes.
I'm gonna put her outside
we know
of
it,
my room.
right?
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. But
We'll let the good people of chat tell us what that is.
Exactly. Burguzia, the Burguzian Forge. That's the name of it.
The
That would be
Belgosi Forge?
Yeah, the Burguzia. however you want to say it. But I don't know. It seems interesting. Like I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of this season. It makes this season, seeing how this season has kind of ramped up, makes me anxious. But it makes me anxious to see what they're going to do with the Gambit season.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, like I really want to play private match Gambit against every one of you fellers and ladies out there in the world. But I don't know, like, what else are we going to see in that coming season?
It's going to be drip fed content, though. Remember how mad everybody was? They're like, what?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to change that. The people that didn't understand that and got upset, they're just going to deal with that. But they should know better now. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I think people kind of like this a lot better.
Now we do.
I mean, yeah, I do.
A whole.
Yeah. And so it's definitely, I think it's going to be a huge change. It's going to be a season. It's not going to be a whole ton of stuff all at once. So I'm excited to see, but I know it's not going to be right when it drops, except for like a cutscene. Oh yeah. Speaking of the cutscene.
Speaking of the cutscene.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that saw it after it was data mined, so I knew it was coming. So when everyone said they had seen it finally, oh, it's in the game, I'm like, okay.
I didn't see it. I saw everybody getting really upset on Twitter, and I avoided it like the plague. And then all of a sudden, this one person says something on Twitter about it, and I'm like, I asked one of my friends, I'm like, is this what the cutscene was? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, no. I was so upset. I was so mad.
Looking at this, it shows that like in between, like I'm looking at the road ahead, which I'm going to drop in chat here.
Do it.
Basically, like, so we're gonna have Crimson Days leading into the season of the Drifter, which is basically the Gambit season. We're gonna get a power level increase. We're gonna get more triumphs and lore books, new vanity rewards, Joker's Wild. Yeah, Karalee, you should be excited about this. Xur bounties.
I am. Relevance, guys.
Yeah.
I matter.
Yeah. A Joker's Wild weekly quest. Yeah.
Oh, that's me whenever I bank one mo. I'm helping, guys.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I really hope that they use this season as an opportunity to learn what systems we need in place before the season starts to keep people a little bit happier, like especially with the catch-up mechanic, because we're going to be getting a power level increase with the season of the Drifter. Imagine if we had the catch-up mechanic up to the day of the first Forge unlocking. You probably would have had a lot more people 600. It still wouldn't have helped the overall issue of people being like, I can't play this thing that I'm prepared for. But yeah, it would at least get people to a point where they'd be able, where they hit a wall for their light level. I don't know. I'm loving the catch-up mechanics so far. So I'm a huge fanboy of that. So if we can get that more often, I'd be all in.
Well, the thing I have about the catch-up mechanic, and like, yes, it's great, but I'm a filthy casual. Like I'm a serious player that's not that serious. Yeah. So when they came out with all mechanics, I was like, great, that's awesome, but it doesn't do anything for me because I'm already past that catch-up mechanic. So
yeah. I don't like.
It's still great for new people. Anything that we can do to facilitate people being able to join the Destiny community is a wonderful thing. And I'm 100% for it.
I don't know. Like I think it is that catch-up mechanic is a good middle ground between and could change somebody from season to season from a casual player to a hardcore player. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, once it gets them in the mix with all their friends that are playing regularly and higher power levels, once they get caught up and can do the activities with those people, yeah, I could. It's a good point. Yeah, turning people from casual to more hardcore. Yeah, that's what Bungie's trying to do with that.
Yeah,
they're trying to bridge that gap.
Yeah, hopefully the fine line again.
What's interesting about this whole concept of like a hardcore player is like I have 3 characters. They're all at 650. I still feel like there's way too much to do, and that like there's a lot of stuff that's way above me. Yet, I think I'm considered a hardcore player, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, you have 3 650
really
characters. Yeah.
No. It's because it's not about skill. It's not about time. It's about mindset. That's what makes you hardcore. You are dedicated to the game. Your mindset about the game is like you're sort of semi-serious about the game. You know, about playing it.
You're on a podcast about the game.
Yeah, like you're definitely hardcore. It's a mindset. It's not. It's very heavily weighted towards the mindset that you have towards the game.
Like, you know, they say about how they made the game for all of the people who are like super hardcore or whatever. And I'm like, but there's some, like I said, there's some things that personally just.
How many Scourge clears have you had so far?
10.
That's it.
So the average is probably still
You're
below.
A filthy hardcore player.
The average clear for the population is below 0 because of all the people that don't even play it. Yeah. Think about how many people have accounts and play.
Yeah.
And how many people don't even ever do the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The average is, I think, from Destiny 1 that people who raided was like in the single percentages.
I think so.
But no, it was like high singles, like not even 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what Penn says. There needs to be more than 2 categories, casual or hardcore. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think
I
this
totally agree.
I think this seasonal update and that catch-up mechanic kind of brings you that.
Below 1.
It kind of brings you that gap.
I know, that's what I said. I was like,
I'm sorry,
I was like, below 0.
No. I meant like it was like below 1, like
I
0 point.
I was like,
You know what's sad? I'm an engineer and a physicist.
I'm an engineer as well.
I do math every day, but when I'm not at work, I do not math. I don't. I'm like brain off. Nope, no more math.
Oh man. But yeah, outside of that, I think that's pretty much all the news for the week and everything. Unless we have questions from the audience, I think that's our show. It was kind of lean.
I'd be interested to hear people's thoughts on the whole guitar issue.
Yeah, what guitar issue? Go ahead and enlighten us.
Okay, so one thing that's come up in my clan at least is, and I've seen quite a bit on Reddit, is the issue of the Queen's Walk right before the Queen's Walk in Last Wish and getting guitared.
Oh, yeah, that hasn't been fixed yet.
No, it hasn't. And my group in my clan, I think 2 weeks ago, they got guitared on the Petra's run. And we got guitared the other night. But it wasn't Petra's run though, so we weren't like that, whatever. But there's a lot of theories out there as to, you know, what kind of magic voodoo you can do to keep this mythical guitar error from happening. So,
well, the one that seems to work all the time, whenever I go to orbit after we get to that point before we do the end, we just go to orbit and come back in, and then I've never been guitared after doing that.
Well, so what I remember doing from my Petra's run is we all took off our tracking emblems. And it worked. Now,
okay. Yeah, I think that's another voodoo I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of voodoo going on Reddit, and you know, people are saying you have to spawn kill the Might of Riven, make sure that no ammo bricks are left in the vault.
You gotta be sitting on your head while upside down. You gotta
ammo bricks in the vault.
Yeah, like you have to, or like empty out all of your ammo before you go in. I don't know.
Okay. You have to hold your controller upside down and just be good with it.
You have to pat your head and wait.
Yeah.
Pat your head and rub your belt. I don't know, but I think it's something that's very fascinating, and seeing all of these kind of things that people are trying to get this
like real life spin foil theories.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to pull one sock half off, put your underwear on backwards, the second pair on your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Defeat orcs with a lightsaber.
Did that last week, bro. Raise lighter.
Yeah, I was gonna say raise lighter. I did that all the time, man. Come on.
Oh man. So the question that we have tonight from Yuliel: do you think guided games will regress into an alpha stage from a beta? I think you meant more as a joke, but I mean, have you guys played guided games lately?
No.
I was thinking about trying to do Scourge guided games, just hop in with a group, but I don't even know if anyone's doing that. So
yeah,
I think in theory it was a great idea, but I don't think that anybody actually uses it.
Yeah. There are some people, like I saw that guy Cab.
Nightfalls.
Yeah.
Nightfalls?
Nightfalls, I think people try it once in a while.
Well, what's interesting is everybody keeps saying, Bungie, why aren't you making match-made Nightfalls? And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, isn't there guided games, guys?
Yeah.
Like,
that's basically matchmaking, but you gotta have other people. Yeah, have two people that are bringing someone in. So I think when it first came out and that emblem was available, that's what got people going. And now they didn't change the emblem from what I recall. So
no.
Is there still an emblem?
Yes, there is an emblem.
There is a guided game emblem. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I have it as well. I originally it was just a static emblem. And then they added
like add-ons now.
Now they added it, they updated it so that you can have, as you do more encounters, it raises the level of that emblem to the design of what was the original emblem. So you don't really, I mean, you get the tracker aspect of it, but I mean, really, if you got the emblem the first time, yeah. Guided games was interesting. I think, like, especially with this season, them playing around more with matchmaking, with forges and so forth. I think you're starting to see more and more why more activities aren't match made. Mainly because of people like either running bots or, you know, the like just going AFK from the entire thing.
AFK macros?
Yeah, exactly. So
I think that was more common at the beginning of the season when, or at least beginning when there were the pinnacle weapons that came out where you had to do a certain number of matches, not wins or loses. So, and people were just AFKing so that they could get those matches over with.
Yeah. It like, I don't know, but it was, the guided games were an interesting experiment. Like current meta, my clan, we would run those quite often actually. And you'd get, it's just like any LFG. You're going to have a variety of people that you're going to run into. Some of them are going to be, some of them are going to be exceptionally helpful, and some of them are just flat out toxic, and like looking for a carry rather than to learn and experience. I don't know, like that's a thing. And the parameters for guided games, I don't know. It definitely needs to go back to the drawing board a little bit, because at this point, if you do a guided game, you can't even keep the you can't even keep your place in the raid. Like, you have to complete the entire thing all at once.
There's no
there's no
checkpoints.
There's no checkpoints at all.
Yeah. What would be nice with guided games right now is I'm sure Bungie has this on their end, but we don't have it on our end yet. And that's some way to see what's in the queue. Because right now you go in, and I played around with this, I don't know when this was. This is weeks and weeks ago now, but I think for Last Wish, I think I entered in a guided game a couple weeks in, thinking like I was more or less just trying to see if anyone was running guided games, and if I could join them. It was really an experiment. Nothing. And I think it's like a 45-minute timer or something like that, and then like you have 45 minutes to get picked up. And then I guess it boots you out, whatever.
Well, and you're not allowed to do anything in that interim, right?
Yeah,
you just have to wait in the screen.
Exactly. So that's number one. Number one, you need to be able to do something else, and then when it's your time to get picked up, you know, a big old honking, you know, like you're joining another fire team should pop up like, hey, your guided game is ready. Join team. Yeah, join team, and then you join and do your thing.
Forces you into it.
But the queue, seeing some sort of a queue so you know if anyone's playing guided games or bring them up would help too. So just so like you don't even individuals. Bother. Yeah, see, like, you know, there's 4 teams running guided games with openings right now, and then just like Destiny LFG.net, you know, do something like that if they want to make it useful. I think people need to see that there's guided games available, and if they can see that, I think they'd be more enticed to try that. And then Bungie, of course, is going to have to advertise that and market it. So there's some changes that they need to bring to the game, and you know, just I don't know if they have the capability to do that, but I would imagine they do since there's matchmaking in there.
I remember,
like kind of put a little thing in, like okay, now I'm gonna go do my thing. I think even if the 5 and the 1 do that, and then something that, like you said, something pops up, it says, it's your turn. Time to pick, you know, would you like to join? Yes. I think that would be great.
It could, and it could have something to do with the spaghetti code too. Because I remember when we were running, for us to find somebody who wanted to raid, if we were a stack of 5, it was like 5 minutes tops. Yeah. Like you'd get somebody in, and then you had a minute for everybody to click X on the agreement in order to join the business interaction that is doing a guided games raid. Yeah, like it was everybody had to agree. I remember hearing that it took like 45 minutes in the pool for somebody who hadn't run it yet, but I didn't know if that was still a thing. I would expect that it would be much larger now, especially with like Last Wish. Last Wish is a great raid and really fun. It can be long. If you if you're just not clicking, or if one thing's off. But generally if you're going into guided games, you're looking to help and Sherpa anyway. So
guided games has a very good place in the community of LFGs, because like LFG.net, the websites that people classically use, like those are mostly just people trying to get it done quickly. The people that post to learn or whatnot, like they almost never get picked up because people are almost there exclusively just to get it done quick. And it's like, I mean, it's super rare. I do LFG every once in a while just to, you know, maybe I'm playing on an off time and like, hey, I want to raid now. I'm just going to LFG real quick because it's quicker to grab a team like that. And, you know, I almost never see someone posting like, hey, looking to help some people learn. I used to see that back in Destiny 1 occasionally. Now I almost never see it. I don't know what that means, but maybe that is like a result of Bungie changing the game, and now it's a little more of a hardcore game as far as like the time commitment.
There's just too much to do to run 10 Scourges in a week.
Oh man.
Well, Scourge isn't that long once you get the hang of it. So
you filthy hardcore. Anyways, Jarvinus,
I like that.
Filthcore. That's the name of my new band. Jarvinus, Planet Destiny contributor Jarvinus says, "Do you think we'll ever get to see the railgun leaked back pre-Black Armory?"
Ooh.
I don't know. That would be interesting. It would have to be a heavy weapon, right? And even if we got it, would there only be one of them? I mean, we're seeing the LFG or the LMGs,
and we still have Niobe in the last Forge, so we probably haven't seen everything yet.
That's true. That is very true. But I mean, like, we have 3 LMGs. Like, the pool needs to be a little bit bigger before we start. Like, if we're just gonna start adding them willy-nilly, but only have one of each, I don't know. I feel like that kind of makes it more. It doesn't cheapen the feeling, but it makes it more of a spectacle than it does a working weapon. You know what I mean? Thoughts?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't.
I'm thinking. My brain is stuck on a railgun, and I keep thinking sleeper simulant, which I know isn't a railgun because it's like a beam, a laser beam, not like a charged like slug thing, which a railgun would be. I think, at least in this case. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like what would make a railgun significantly different than like sleeper or something else.
Yeah.
Why are we gonna want to use this railgun if it does exist?
Yeah.
All right. Excuse my not so filthy hardcore. What is a railgun?
It is a weapon that it's basically like electromagnetically charged. So it just like fires down a rail without using any combustion. If my understanding is correct. So it just like I think
like
the military. Yeah, okay. I think the military has something along those lines.
Yeah, so you don't need to have any sort of explosive propulsion like a bullet would have.
Okay.
So there's no explosion to propel the slug or whatever it is the round. Like he said, it's basically like, you know, a train that uses magnetic levitation to propel itself with the pulsing. So it'll essentially do that and push the round out like that, and it could do it really, really fast, and as fast as you can pulse, and it'll go out. But it like in Halo, I think like the railgun like essentially shoots like a charge. It doesn't just use electromagnetic field to push the round out, but it also charges it, so it basically like is like an explosive charged electric round thing.
Right.
Some sort of like phony video game science behind it. Yeah, I think it's going to be something like that because Halo had it. That was like one of the guns you had in Halo. So
yeah, like although Pin says in chat, it's all the damage is kinetic. Right? There is no explosive in it at all.
Yes. Yeah. What game? There was a game though that had like an explosive version, like whatever it was. It would charge up the slug and it would shoot it, and when it hit, it would like explode. But that was like all science fiction stuff. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. It seems cool. It seems like an interesting archetype that could be added, but there's so much more that needs to be added into the loop pool in Destiny 2. Like all of the year one weapons with or all of the year one armor with random rolls, or more LMGs.
I don't think they'll bring back the year one stuff with random rolls.
I don't think so either.
I hope. You know what? I want a reason to play the Last Wish, or not? Excuse me, Leviathan again.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun raid.
Those were. I'm hoping that Penumbra has something to it, but yeah, I don't know.
I need to run it on Xbox because I don't have the Midnight Coup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an Xbox, or else I'd offer to run it with you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one. Let's roll.
Yay!
Pins asks, we'll take 2 more questions and then we'll call it a night here. Pins asks, will we see Trials come back at all in 2019? I think we answer this question every week.
Exactly.
I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think that it'll be announced during this year at some point because they're clearly working on something, because Bungie's answered the question, even though they also say, but yeah, I have a feeling it probably won't come back anytime soon. Maybe late 2019, but we'll definitely hear something about it. We should get a date sometime this year. I don't expect it to come back, at least in the first half of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. With the amount of complaining that the Destiny community does about the state of PvP, you know, it kind of seems like, you know, Bungie, the parent, took away. It's like, well, if you don't like it so much, fine, you don't have to play it. That's kind of what it seems like, you know.
Yeah.
Parents took away the children's toy because they were complaining so much about how much they didn't like it. So it's like,
yeah.
I didn't complain about it. I just didn't play it. It wasn't enjoyable. I liked Trials in year one. I'm not like an amazing PvP player or anything, but I actually did enjoy Trials.
Mm-hmm.
And Trials in Destiny 2, when I did it for the first time, I was like, well, this is different. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks of it, and I was like, I couldn't do it. It was just not enjoyable. So they took it away for very good reasons. It wasn't just, I mean, it did seem like they were doing that, but they're definitely not going to give it back for Karalee. Like, you're right. Like, they're not giving it back because of that reason. Yeah. That's for sure. And this is a good thing. Like, make it work. And they have good play testers at their disposal now. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get something worthwhile to play. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm willing to wait for it. You know, whatever. There's plenty to do in the game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have the opportunity, you know, to do Trials at some point. But I mean, I guess do people think that comp is in a good enough place? I mean, has comp almost taken the place of Trials though?
I don't know. I don't think it does really.
It's pretty sweaty sweat.
Yeah.
I think for the people that the hardcore Destiny PvP community, it's enough for now, but they'll probably slowly fizzle out. You know, if they keep throwing out really awesome weapons like these hand cannons and whatnot that they can grind like for, you know, then then they'll keep coming back. But for the really good players, it doesn't actually take them that long to get Lunas and they just clean house and they have the weapons and they're like, all right. And they start playing with them. They're better. And they just destroy people. That gets boring for people like that. And so they go back to like Call of Duty or something like that, you know?
So then what's the difference between Trials, doing that in Trials versus doing that all day long? Is it just that because Trials is only a certain point of the week that it's limited, so they come back and...
Yeah, I think so. I think it also condenses the player pool, so the higher skill level entices them to play every weekend so that they're actually getting that competitive feel.
Yeah.
Because Trials, like people that aren't really that great at PvP, they may dive into comp once in a while and grind away with some good friends. But for Trials, I think there's just, especially from the Destiny 1 era, there's that air of elitism about it. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. It's like, hey, I know I'm going to be going up against really good players, especially towards the end of my run. So, yeah, I mean, it's guaranteed that you're going to hit some pretty tough matches in Trials for the most part. Really rare that you got like a really easy run unless you were really good. So,
I lost.
I feel like it's I feel like it's one of those things, and we've talked about this. We actually talked about this last week in episode 182, where we were talking about Iron Banner, like an Iron Banner maybe needing to leave and come back with some rewards that were that would make you want to come back and play it more, and like tying more pinnacle, like a series of pinnacle rewards to Iron Banner rather than just maybe like one or two. The trouble with Trials is they like I'm basically repeating TBL here. They fixed something that wasn't broken really in the 3v3 elimination, and the rewards just need to be better, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like if they added pinnacle like all of these events that are supposed to be the biggest and the best, like faction rallies, Iron Banner, Trials, you know, they should have multiple pinnacle rewards that allow you to like be a #1 badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
well, they have pulse rifles and they have hand cannons, pinnacle weapons for Crucible.
Yeah,
you know? So
but that's
they bring
like
back Trials
Crucible in general.
Well, competitive. But yeah, I would imagine I dig where you're going with that. I feel that they're probably gonna go somewhere in that direction. Add pinnacle weapons for Trials and stuff like that, like they had for year one. There's a Trials specific weapons, but they're gonna it would be awesome if they did like a pinnacle Trials weapon as well. So you you can grind away and get trials weapons if you're decent, and you can get far enough within your matches to get certain rewards and whatnot. And then also, like, for the really good ones, the people that are like winning trials matches and such, like a pinnacle weapon for the people that are winning and such. I honestly wouldn't mind that being a thing, because I think that a weapon is what people really want to grind for. The armor, as far as we can tell, is probably not going to be worth grinding for, even if it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Unless they really change the armor. I do want to see the specific armor rolls, man. I really do. Like the raid armor. Like, I would love to see raid specific perks again and things like that. Trial specific perks would be great too. I remember that from Destiny 1. That was fun to have. It made it more competitive when people started getting that stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't terribly hard to get either. You get it, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, when you're playing a team that was playing trials a lot, you were at a little bit of a disadvantage, but it wasn't like impossible. I want that feel again where it's like, oh man, it's like, I really want to grind for that, so this way I can also be on that same level. That was fun for me. I don't know, maybe it's not fun for everyone else, but yeah. Like, dude, imagine if they did trials, like, hey, new pinnacle weapon, scout rifles, make scout rifles a little bit better finally. Grab some trials maps, make some trials maps that are more scout specific or maybe scout friendly, and then have like the pinnacle weapon be like a scout for that season. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Long rant.
All good. Karalee, you want to chime in on that, or?
Oh, I think I don't know. I think trials is. I'd like to see trials come back. I don't think, in terms of scouts, I'm just sitting here like, scouts are on PC. Scouts are just in such a bad position that and also, in terms of more stuff to grind, I think one of the things that I personally dislike about Destiny is like time gated content. So like back when there were those 3 faction rallies where you had to grind to get the catalyst.
I mean, isn't that what the seasons are though too? Like, seasons are essentially time gated content.
Yeah, they are, but that was like you had a week to grind for the faction rally.
Yeah.
I don't like having to choose what I'm gonna play when I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind having a ton of content. I just want to be able to decide, okay, I'm going to play this at this point. I'm going to do this time, this some other time. Like, having the Dawning be like almost a month, I think a month long.
Yeah.
Was it? That was great. I loved that. When Solstice of Heroes, I think that was also a few weeks or a month long. That was awesome. When things are just like a week, I hate it. And now apparently they're going to be bringing back those catalysts, and I'm just like, why did I waste I could have been playing things that I enjoyed instead of having to go and grind those things. So but I don't know.
Am I one of the only weirdos here that hasn't ground a catalyst out?
I think you're like, just one of the weirdos here.
No, I got the catalyst for 2 of them. I don't think I ever got the Sweet Business one, but I don't think I actually finished grinding it out.
Okay.
I think I've done the tractor cannon one.
Yeah.
And I think I did the Whisper. And if I have any other catalysts done, I think it's just because I've happened to use that weapon. I do need to grind that Sleeper catalyst though.
Yeah. I did the Sunshot during that week.
Did you go to the bottom of Nessus where you just shot into the door and it like supposedly goes and does it all for you?
Nope. I wish I had known about that. I went I went to the raid, I went to the Leviathan and started doing the entrance there where you're just killing Cabal left and right. And then ended up changing over to Mars. And setting the clock back on my console so I would have an instance all to myself, and just I would start an escalation protocol and then murder all the thrall, and then I'd let it fail, trigger it again, do it again. Like, it was just something that you could do on console. I think specifically PlayStation. I don't know if you could do it on Xbox or not, but it was a thing that I did. Still can do, I think. I don't think they fixed that at all. But
very cool.
Yeah. Yuliel, with the last question of the evening, asks, do you think we'll get a year 3 expansion, or is the annual pass the year 3 expansion spread throughout year 2? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for that one.
Yeah.
Wait and see. They have, I mean, they have the seasons outlined, but they don't really have any, like, another expansion, like Forsaken type expansion mentioned. Right.
Was there supposed to be?
Well, that's the thing, right? It's
wasn't it supposed to be year 1, 2, and 3, and then another like Destiny 3, if, like, at least in terms of contracted?
They have 10 years, right? 10 years on the contract, some of which has already been burned through with pre-planning of Destiny 1 and so forth.
I came into Destiny late, so
yeah. I believe the contract with Activision is for 10 years. And some of that was earlier. Now, historically, we'd have a major content drop and then multiple DLCs throughout the year. This year kind of changed that, where we had a major DLC drop with Forsaken, and now we're getting the annual pass to make sure that we get content rolling and keeping us from content droughts, right? Good old D1 content droughts. With that said, I don't know what next September looks like. I think that you're probably looking at, I don't know, because they're currently developing D3. We know that they're developing D3, I believe, as of last January. Or, man, I don't know. It could have been last summer.
When did they announce D2 versus when they actually D2?
Say what?
Sorry. I don't think they're gonna announce Destiny 3 in 2019.
Yeah.
I think that they've already like made some like soft acknowledgement that they're developing it, but
yeah,
you're not going to see an official teaser or anything from Bungie. I don't think it may be too early. I expect like a Forsaken expansion, not a Destiny 2 expansion that is separate from Forsaken. I think September you're going to be playing like something that adds to Forsaken, because Forsaken's working really well right now, and there's a lot of depth to it that they can add on to. I think instead of like moving away from it and doing something like Rise of Iron-ish, I think they can just safely add more depth to Forsaken. Like the Queen, the story that's going on with the Queen, if you're one of those Guardians that's doing the challenges every week in the Dreaming City and hitting everything, getting your you go into the Oracle engine and see the Queen every 3 weeks, then you know there's something really interesting going on. She's tied to something much bigger than what we know and what we've seen. So I would expect that they maybe will expand upon that, and you may see something in regards to that story come September, or it'll be Hive related.
Yeah.
But somehow connected to Forsaken.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Yeah. I don't want to like theorize too much here, because
well, I mean, that's what you're here.
No, too much here, because I could literally, this could be like a series
a whole
of
nother
podcasts.
Next
I like, personally, I really like fleshing out like themes and things like this, like movie like plots and screenplays. Like I could like write a whole play in my head about this stuff multiple screenplays. I could really flesh this out. So I'm just going to stop there and maybe talk about it another time, because it does interest me. There's a lot of juicy stuff. I don't want to see them go away from Forsaken. They have something good going. Stick with it. Flesh it out more.
I wish I was better in the lore, like understood more about the lore and all of that stuff, because I came into Destiny very late. I came in around Rise of Iron. I missed a lot, and so I'm just kind of like flailing about trying to figure out all of this stuff. And I'm very envious of all the people who really are into it and understand all this stuff and know it. And so
it's it's an interesting thing. I feel like with Forsaken, prior to Forsaken, I wasn't really jonesing for anything in the lore. I pretty much had hit hit a wall with it for the most part. I even stopped listening to one of my favorite lore podcasts, Focus Fire Chat, which is an amazing podcast for lore if you haven't checked it out yet. Pins Halo and Chat is a mod for their community as well. But I don't know, like with Forsaken, it made the world come to life more than if it had continued down the path it was going, especially with the cycles, especially with the storytelling that we're seeing kind of dragged out over time through events in the game rather than stories that we're hearing about from the past. I don't know. It's drawn me back. And Pins, don't worry. I'm listening to Focus Fire Chat again. I will always love Blue and Green and Justin and Beard. It was like a couple of months, okay? Don't at me.
Yeah.
Or do. I love you still. Anyway.
Yeah. I feel like I'm so far behind that I didn't even know where to start. Everybody, I mean, it would take a long time for me to get into it.
Yeah. I think there's so many excellent lore folks in the community that you could catch up on. Like,
I know. I'm very well aware of this.
Yeah. I think you just pick a corner and you start peeking through it.
Yep.
I think that's really how you do it. Books of Sorrow is a good start. I really like that. The Mara Senna is interesting. I've nobody told my job, but one night when it was particularly slow, I just went to Ishtar Collective and just read through all of it. Just online.
That's that must have been like the entire day.
It was a lot of time.
Yeah, I do that in the evenings. That's like, I particularly like to read because when I'm in bed, my wife may be asleep, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna read. So I don't feel like, I usually don't have my headphones or my phone near me, so I'm like, I don't feel like getting out of bed now. I'm nice and warm and cozy. So Ishtar Collective is my favorite.
Oh man!
But it's not necessarily in order, so you have to be able to keep things straight in your head because you may skip around subjects a little bit, depending on how you do it.
Find a corner and peek in. That's all you have to do, and then you'll start falling for it.
Yeah, Ishtar Collective is good because it's literally the lore versus where you have like some of like Mylan and Byte videos, which are great, but they speculate on it and expand upon it.
Yeah.
So I like reading it straight the way Bungie delivers it, and then coming up with my own theories. I don't actually watch Byte and Mylan videos or stuff like that because they like introduce that sort of like more developed thought, and then you all of a sudden like you're like, that's the way you think of it, and it's hard for me once I hear that to stray away. So I'm like, nope, sorry guys, love your stuff. I watch it once in a while, but only after I've sort of developed my own theory, and then I watch their stuff. Yeah. I'm like, what did they think? And like, you know, I'm like, it's like 50% on like whether I think, you know, whether what they think and what I think is correlating, which is interesting, which is why I like it. The Destiny lore, there's a lot of holes and suggestions and things where you have to sort of like use your imagination. It's sort of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can put yourself into a lot of it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sweet.
Yeah. So outside of that, I think that's our show for the night, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody who came and joined us live for the chat. I want to say thank you to our guests, and we're going to now. So what I want you to do tonight, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Your name, your handles on social media, and your New Year's resolution for the year, like what you want to improve on over the next year. T-Bot, let's start with you.
I'm T-Bot. Wait, what was I supposed to say again? I totally forgot.
Your social media.
Social media.
Oh my god. All right. Well, you can catch me on Twitter at Twitter. What is it? Whatever. I am _T-Bot. I don't know what the handle is. I don't really use it that much. I retweet interesting things, which is like pretty much anything that interesting.
Yeah.
So twitch.tv/IamTbot, and I'm here at Planet Destiny Tuesday evenings. I'll actually be here on Tuesday this week doing the New Year thing. So
heck yeah,
bring in 2019 with me. No, it's New Year's Day, not New Year's.
Bring your champagne.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
bring your champagne hangover.
Yeah, celebrate the start of 2019. Planet Destiny on Tuesday evening with me. And New Year's resolution is I know this is like a cliche one, but for me, I spent 20 years racing mountain bikes. I was professional. I did that for a long time. I've been off the bandwagon. I haven't really been riding much. So 2019, I'm going to do like the classic resolution of just get my ass back in shape. I still work out every day, but I'm not like nearly to the level. I sort of want to get like 75% there again.
Yeah.
So that's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to be working out, and I may even introduce it on stream. So if you guys in chat are interested in learning more about fitness and stuff, I have a lot of experience with fitness, nutrition, and all that stuff. Come by the stream, hit my community up. I'm more than happy to answer questions and help you guys out to work on your fitness goals. So please stop by.
Karalee.
I'm Karalee, xoxoKaralee. You can find me on almost anything /xoxoKaralee, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, whatever you want. And let's see, speaking of fitness goals, I am finally gonna lose that weight that I keep meaning to. Because I mean, I do a lot of lifting and like weightlifting and stuff like that, but like I need to actually, like, you know, we always say every year, I'm always like, damn it, if I just stuck with my New Year's resolution last year, I would be at my goals right now. So I'm gonna do that. And you know what? I want to practice drawing because I want to. There's so many amazing artists in the Destiny community and in the Twitterverse, and I want to do better. I want to get better at drawing. So I'm going to practice. And currently, it looks like crap. So I have a long way to go. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's my thing is I really want to be able to practice. I want to learn how to draw so that I can like draw my own fan art.
Heck yeah. Awesome.
One day in a few years.
So the day that you start, you should draw a picture and save it on your phone. And then the day that you feel like it's spinning on all cylinders, take a picture of that one.
You realize it's going to be like a picture of a stick figure.
That's fine. It shows growth.
God, I'm so bad at drawing.
It's all good. It's all good. Carol, like guys, thank you so much for stepping in tonight and hanging out with me tonight. My name is Dan. Woo! My name is Danfinity. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Danfinity. You can find me on Twitter at DANFLNT. I fucked that up. Dan Flannelty, basically, on Twitter.
What?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. There's, I'll tell you about it off stream, but Danfinity, but the I's are L's everywhere. And my New Year's resolution is to be better, make better and more things for you guys to watch and listen to and play with in the future. In the next year, that's my goal. I'm getting back into playing music again, which is a lot of fun. I'm improving stream little by little, like bit by bit. I spent like a long time last night doing that as well. And I don't know, I just feel rejuvenated and more creative around this time of year. I feel like next year is going to be awesome. So thank you guys once again for hanging out with us here at Planet Destiny. Woo-hoo! And have a happy new year. Be safe and be healthy.